So hey everybody, it's Charmel. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another Tea Talk Tuesday. Today we are going to be talking about the struggles of being in your late 20s and getting out of a funk. Today I'm drinking some wine in a can because I'm real classy based in my funky Diva voice. But yeah, this is the Barefoot Spritzer, and this is the Rosé. It also comes in Moscato. So cheers to y'all. Being in your late 20s. So I decided to do this topic because this is something that I'm currently dealing with, and a lot of the conversations I have amongst my friends and my peers, they seem to be going through the motions as well. So I am 27. I'll be 28 in a couple months. So for me, the late 20s is, I don't want to say it's an awkward stage, but it's definitely a transitional period. At that age where you're expected to have your life together, but at the same time, like, it's still your 20s and you're still kind of in that discovery period, that phase of trying to figure it out. And that's like exactly where I feel like I'm at. There are good things to your late 20s. Like your early 20s, they're about like learning your boundaries, and like the older you get, you kind of set your boundaries. And now I'm kind of at a stage where like pretty much have my boundaries set, and I'm good with standing firm on my boundaries when it comes to things that I want to participate in, things that I don't want to participate in, who I want to hang out with, who I don't want to hang out with. Like, I feel like I'm definitely more secure in that set. But it's weird because like I still feel super young, which I am, but every now and then I'll go out and I'm like, man, I'm not that young anymore. Or like I'll see something, even here on YouTube, like the type of videos that are super popular, I'm just like, can't relate. Another hard part of being in your late 20s is like no one's gonna hold your hand and walk you through it. Like the older you get, is like, figure it out, boo. What we gonna do for you? You grown. And like I said, because we're still defining our life, it's like, okay, but you know, I know I'm kind of old, but you know, a little help here and there, you know, it will still be appreciated. You have to be more self-sufficient, and I want to be, like, I like the idea of being self-sufficient, but I don't know, I feel like when I was younger, like early 20s, I was just super optimistic about everything. If I had an idea, I try it. Something like as simple as my hair. Like, I was fearless when it came to trying new hairstyles, when it came to just trying new things in general. But the older that I get, it's like, it's harder to try new things, and career-wise as well, because you're at an age where you have to be able to take care of yourself. But if you do want to do like a career switch or try something new, you kind of have to find the balance of, well, I need to have this job here because I need steady income coming in for just life, but I do want to kind of go for that. And like I said, no one's holding your hand. So if you decide to quit your job to go for your dreams, you got to figure out, and you may not have nobody who's gonna be like, well, you can stay with me and I'll help you out until you figure this out or until this gets rolling. My 20s, it's been a bunch of peaks and valleys, career-wise, what I'm doing with my life. And now I'm at a point where I have a job. It's a decent job. I get paid okay money, but I know for a fact that I don't love this job. I would definitely like a job that pays more, but I don't want to just like jump into another career that I'm unsure of. And it's hard to kind of explore and try new things when, like I said, I got to be able to take care of myself. The older you get, I feel like you have less time for your dreams and for the stuff that you want to do. And I think like that's the hardest part for me about being in my late 20s, is really trying to figure out what I want to do. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who are like secure and they're like on track moving, but I feel like those kind of people, they kind of knew what they wanted to do from the jump. So like I had my career in mind from when I was in high school, first starting college. Life happened, things changed, but if I would have stayed on that path that I had chose then, you know, I could be one of those people. That being said, young, early 20s and like straight out of high school, adults and people, they try to force you to pick and choose like a career path immediately, and you're just kind of expected to stick with it. But that's a big commitment, and that's kind of what I ran into. Like, I had my career goals in mind, and that's not to say that I didn't want to do it at the time, but I wasn't able to explore any other options. It's really easy to get stuck in a cycle in your late 20s. Likely you have to get a job, and then when you have that job takes away from your time to chase your dreams. You get in a cycle, and it's kind of hard to break away from, and then you end up in just like a rut, in a funk, and before you, like, you're just idle. This year specifically, I've been really idle, and if you see my last vlog, I actually link it in this video where I talk about this revelation that I had this past week, and how like it's really up to you to figure it out. Because I'm not gonna lie, these last couple of years I have just been feeling really unfulfilled with life. I feel like it hit around 26. It hit around my second year on my current job. Like, when I first got my job, I was excited. Before I got that job, I was just in grind mode, because I was like, I need something stable. I can't keep doing these temp jobs. I don't know if I'm going back to school or not. I don't know what I'm doing, but I need income, and I need something secure. I need some benefits. Like, I need a little cushion while I figure this out. When I chose that job, I was strictly choosing it based on some security and not something that I really wanted to do. At that time, I was already in the cycle, and I don't want to say I was depressed, because I don't like claiming things, but I feel like everyone, to a certain degree, we have like functional depression, where, you know, we're really not excited about the things going on in our life, but, you know, we have to keep pushing forward. We have to keep going, because tomorrow just keeps coming. I feel like some people, like, they may not have their career in order, but then like their family life, they're married, or they're raising children, they're building a foundation for their kids, or they have really popping careers, or they're just like really single and like traveling and just doing their thing. And for me, it's like, okay, I got a little job here, you know, I'm dating a little bit here, you know, I go on a trip or two there, but like I just had all these like moving pieces, but they weren't like coming together. I'm still in the cycle, but I'm actively trying to pull myself out of the cycle right now. So these are just some of the things that I've been doing to get out of a rut. I'm really actively working on changing my mindset. A lot of the time, we're so focused on all of the other things, when it's really us. We're the reason why our life isn't popping off in any direction. We're the reason why life isn't going the way that it should be. And a lot of the times it starts with our thought. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm working on not complaining, because it's so easy to highlight everything that's going wrong. And it's like, if I don't like my job, leave it. Look for a new one. Like, that's the simplest thing. And a lot of the times we will stay stuck in jobs that we hate. We will stay stuck in relationships that we hate. We will stay stuck on paths that we know we don't want to go on, just because honestly we're too lazy to really deal with what it takes to change those things. I told myself that I need to become more solution oriented. So if I complain, this is the deal I made with myself. If I complain, the amount of time that I spend complaining, I need to put at least twice as much effort into figuring out a solution to what I'm complaining about. And then the next thing is being specific about goals. So I realized, as I was reflecting on my few years after college where I was in grind mode, I was writing a lot. I was writing down a lot of my goals, and I was really specific about my goals. Like, in my goals, they weren't even super deep. So like, one of my goals was like to get a car. When I graduated college, I did not have a car. Once I moved home, I'm like, I need a car. I remember writing that down, and within a year, I had a car which was used, and by the following year, I had a brand new car. Another one of the goals that I was specific about, not just working, but finding a permanent full-time job. And I did that within 2 years. A lot of the times we say things like, I just want to be successful, I just want this to happen, I just want to be good, like I want to be comfortable, but we have to be specific about our goals. Really write down, I want to accomplish XYZ, and be as detailed as possible. Another thing is practicing discipline. I got really comfortable once I started working. I feel like one of the reasons I was so optimistic prior to this job was because I didn't have a lot of money. Like it was rough. So like I needed something to come through. But once you got a nice little cash flow coming in, like it's easy to be like, well, I don't have any major needs right now. Like I have a roof over my head, I have gas in my car, I'm eating 3 meals a day, probably more than that. So it's like, you know, it's not, life not too bad, but you have to get disciplined. Like even if you are comfortable, yeah, you have to keep your checks and balances in order so that you can continue to progress. Any area in your life that you can discipline, it helps in the long run, because if I'm able to abide by the small little things that I say that I'm not gonna do, then once it comes time to making bigger goals, I feel like it's easier for me to do because I've already practiced the discipline that I needed. No matter how big or small, just do it. Hold yourself accountable to everything that you say. Paying attention to who and what you give access to your ears, or you give your ears access to. Like, I don't see how y'all listen to trap music at 9 o'clock in the morning. Like, girl, boy, wake up first. I've been very mindful of what I listen to. I've been trying to listen to more, whatever I listen to in general, whatever I watch, I try to make sure that it's something that I could possibly learn from, or that it invokes a positive emotion in me. Certain type of music, like I want to feel happy when I listen to it. Like I want to feel loved, or you know, I want to love someone when I listen to it. Like things like that. I want to feel inspired when I listen to it. I just need something that makes me feel good, like a good positive feeling. This tip is super important when you're trying to figure life out and when you're trying to get out of a rush, get out of a rut, and get out of a funk. You need to seek knowledge, okay? You have to seek. No one is gonna just, sometimes somebody might drop a gem here and there. Somebody might come around and drop opportunities here and there, but if you don't act upon it, that's just what it is. It's just an opportunity. We have to seek, we have to go after the things that we want. We can't expect to grow, we can't expect to have more if we're not constantly seeking the things that we want. A lot of people like to overlook mental health. I've dealt with mental health in my family, like close, and so I know the effects that it has. If you need help, seek help. It's okay. Like, you have to seek knowledge and help. If you want to do better, you cannot skip over this step. I feel like this is one of the most important steps. You can change your state of mind, you can do all of that, you can become more disciplined, but if you're not actively learning, if you're not actively going out and searching and trying to grow and learn and soak in as much as you possibly can, you will not be able to advance. You're going to be where you're at. It's one of the most important things, and it's one of the hardest things to do, because like I said, a lot of us are comfortable in our situations and a lot of us are lazy and we don't want to put in the work. But you have to seek knowledge. You have to go after and look for what you want. Live intentional, you guys. Like, that's another thing that I'm really focused on, is doing things and living my life intentionally, like living on purpose. When I do something, I'm doing that because I wanted to do it and because I wanted XYZ to follow after I do it. It's not enough anymore to kind of be like, oh, I'm gonna do this and see what happens. Like, no, I'm gonna do this and this is the outcome that I expect out of doing that. My last kind of thing that I want to talk about is that the older I get and the later in my 20s that I get, like, I do start to, like, internally, like physically, I don't feel like I look old, I don't feel like I am old, but like that number is like, girl, you are kind of getting up there. And so it's easy to feel like you're running out of time. And guys, it's never too late to chase after any of your dreams. It's never too late to try anything that you always wanted to do. Like, not trying it is where you go wrong, because more time is gonna pass. Whatever ideas you have, whatever dreams you have, I just encourage you all to chase them and know that you're not alone. It's easy to get online, it's easy to get on social media and feel like everyone is, they have their life together and you're still trying to figure it out. But no, you're not alone. I just wanted to do this video because I've been in a funk in my late 20s. Like, I feel like every year it's just like, man, is this what the late 20s is about? Maybe 30s got more to offer than the 20s, because I'm getting kind of over it, honestly. So if you're in your late 20s, drop a comment down below and just let me know how y'all dealing with these late 20s. Like, give me some hope, some encouragement, something. If you're out of your 20s, let me know how you coped with this time period. Like, please don't tell me I'm crazy. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm crazy and it's just me. But yeah, that's it. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys next video. Bye.